Hey there, and welcome back for another deep dive. It's December 13th, 2024.
Yeah.
And man, the crypto world is just buzzing, you know?
It always seems to be, doesn't it?
Right. So we've got a ton to cover today. We've got fresh market trends from Crypto Deep Dive's latest report, some really big moves by institutions, and even a legal case that sets a precedent I think everyone should know about.
It is fascinating, isn't it, to see how all these forces, market dynamics, institutional decisions, and the legal side of things are all kind of converging right now. It really gives us a glimpse into where crypto might be heading.
Exactly. So today we're going to be tackling some big questions like, is Bitcoin really going mainstream, finally? Who is winning the race for developers? And maybe most important for our listeners, how can you stay safe as you navigate the crypto waters?
All essential questions.
For sure. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
Let's do it. Maybe we could start with a quick market overview just to set the scene.
Okay, sounds good. So Crypto Deep Dive's report gives us a pretty good snapshot of where things stand right now. The global crypto market cap is down just slightly. Trading volume is a bit lower too. But here's the thing that really jumps out. Stable coins are absolutely booming.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Over 90% of the current trading volume is coming from stablecoins. To me, that suggests that there's a certain level of caution in the market, you know?
Yeah.
People are moving assets around, maybe waiting for the perfect moment to jump back into those more volatile coins.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's like people are, holding their breath a little bit. Okay, so let's zoom in on some of the top movers in the market. On the winning side, we've got Virtual's protocol, Virtual, for those following along at home, up a whopping 23%.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild. Ondo and Monero are also showing some really strong gains. What do you think is driving those particular coins?
Well, with Virtual's protocol, it's tough to say for sure without having more context. You know, these sudden price spikes could be related to some event or announcement that we haven't seen yet. But Ondo focuses on bringing institutional money into DeFi. So its rise definitely seems to align with what we're seeing with institutions like AMP and BlackRock kind of dipping their toes into the crypto pool.
Yeah, like testing the waters.
Exactly. And then there's Monero, with its emphasis on privacy and anonymity. You know, it might be appealing to investors who are a little bit concerned about increasing regulations and want to keep their transactions under the radar.
Interesting. So each coin's performance kind of reflects a different aspect of the broader crypto landscape. It's like a puzzle, right? But not all coins are enjoying the same success. DYDX, Emrace, and even Uniswap took a bit of a hit today.
Yeah, that's always going to happen.
True, true. Should we be reading into this at all, or is it just those normal market fluctuations?
Yeah, you know, those daily price movements are always tricky to interpret definitively. DYDX is a decentralized exchange, so it might be affected by that lower overall trading volume we were talking about earlier. A Mantra, that's a DeFi platform, so maybe some investors are just moving away from that space for now.
Just shifting their money around a bit.
Yeah, exactly. As for Uniswap, I mean, it's one of the biggest decentralized exchanges out there, so even a small dip can seem really significant. I think we'll need to watch these coins over the coming weeks to see if a bigger trend actually emerges.
Okay, good point. Makes sense. All right, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about institutional adoption. This is the big one.
Definitely a hot topic.
So Australia's AMP fund just made history by becoming the first public super fund down under to invest directly in Bitcoin. It was a cool $27 million. Which honestly might seem small compared to their total assets.
Right, but it's incredibly symbolic. These retirement funds are all about long-term stability and growth, right? So for them to even consider Bitcoin signals a growing acceptance of crypto as a real legitimate asset class. And this could have a ripple effect. It could encourage other funds to start exploring similar allocations.
Yeah, it's like they're giving Bitcoin their stamp of approval. Like saying, hey, we trust this enough to put some of our retirement money into it.
It's a big deal.
It is. And it's not just happening in Australia either. Texas is doubling down on its Bitcoin love affair with a proposed state reserve.
That's bold, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like Texas is saying, we believe in the future of Bitcoin.
It's a big statement, that's for sure. It shows a commitment to innovation and a real desire to attract crypto businesses to the state. But of course, it also raises questions about, the volatility of Bitcoin and whether it's a really prudent move for a government entity.
Yeah, it's a gamble for sure. Definitely something to watch closely. And speaking of big names making moves, Even BlackRock, the absolute giant of asset management, they're recommending a 1–2% Bitcoin allocation for diversified portfolios. This isn't some obscure analyst. This is coming from the very top,
This is huge.
right?
It suggests that institutional interest in crypto is no longer a fringe phenomenon. It's becoming completely mainstream. They're recognizing the potential returns, the growing adoption. They're starting to see crypto as a way to hedge against those traditional market risks.
It's like the dam is breaking, isn't it?
In a way, yeah. And this is a powerful driver of long-term adoption and legitimacy for the entire crypto space.
For sure. Okay, let's zoom in on Bitcoin specifically for a second. It's been on a wild ride lately, hitting a high of $102,500, then settling back down near $100,000. Ethereum and Solana also saw some dips. So what's with all the volatility? What's driving this roller coaster?
Well, volatility is just part of the crypto landscape, isn't it? Bitcoin's price swings are a prime example of that. We have to remember that this market is still relatively young, and it reacts strongly to news, to speculation, even large trades by individual investors.
So it's easily spooked.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so are Ethereum and Solana just mirroring Bitcoin's movements then?
There's definitely some correlation there, but each coin also has its own unique factors influencing its price. Ethereum, for instance, is facing competition from platforms like Solana, which are boasting those faster transaction speeds and lower fees.
Right.
So while overall market sentiment definitely plays a role, each coin has its own story to tell.
It's like a soap opera.
Kinda.
Lots of drama. Okay, so competition is heating up. And speaking of competition, Solana's making some serious waves in the developer community. They've actually surpassed Ethereum in new developer activity.
Wow, this is big.
It is.
Developer activity is often seen as a leading indicator of future growth. Solana's low fees and high transaction speeds are clearly attracting talent. They're building a really robust ecosystem, which could lead to more innovative projects and applications being built on their platform.
Makes sense. But hold on, doesn't Ethereum still have the largest developer community overall? Is it just a matter of time before Solana takes the crown?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Ethereum has that first-mover advantage, a massive existing user base, and a lot of institutional support. But Solana is gaining ground rapidly. The ultimate winner is likely going to be the platform that best addresses the challenges of scalability, security, and that user experience.
It's a horse race.
It is. A fascinating one to watch, that's for sure.
Definitely. It really highlights how dynamic the crypto world is, doesn't it? Nothing stays still for long. Speaking of change, let's talk about security for a minute. There was that concerning story recently about a Ledger wallet phishing scam. Someone lost a staggering 10 Bitcoin. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. It's a stark reminder that even, experienced users can fall victim to these scams. It was a classic phishing attack where they trick someone into revealing their recovery phrases, giving the scammer full access to their funds.
Yeah, that's right. It really highlights how important it is to be vigilant and to understand how these scams actually work.
Absolutely. It's heartbreaking to see someone lose that much Bitcoin just like that. And with crypto getting more and more popular, it feels like these scams are just getting more sophisticated.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Okay, so speaking of exciting developments, let's talk about what ZKsync is doing to address the scalability challenges that, have plagued Ethereum for so long. They've set a goal of achieving a staggering 10,000 transactions per second by 2025.
That's an ambitious goal, but it highlights a critical need in the crypto world. As adoption grows, blockchains need to be able to handle a massive volume of transactions without sacrificing speed or affordability.
Right, because otherwise it just becomes unusable.
Exactly. And that's where Layer 2 solutions like ZKsync come in. They essentially act like an express lane, taking some of the load off the main blockchain, allowing for faster and cheaper transactions.
It's like adding extra lanes to a highway to handle more traffic.
Precisely. And it's not just a theoretical concept either. We're seeing significant investment flowing into making this a reality. Avalanche, another platform focused on scalability, recently raised $250 million for development.
Wow, that's a lot of money. It's a clear signal that investors are betting big on the future of blockchain infrastructure. They understand that for crypto to truly go mainstream, it needs to be fast, efficient, and user-friendly.
Absolutely. It's all about creating a seamless user experience, whether you're sending a small payment or engaging in a complex DeFi transaction.
Right. It has to be easy for everyone to use.
Exactly.
Okay, so all this innovation and growth is bound to attract the attention of regulators, right?
Of course, regulation is a natural part of any maturing industry.
That's true.
We're seeing governments around the world grappling with how to strike the right balance between fostering innovation and protecting investors.
It's a tough balance to strike.
It is. The Bank of England is now requiring UK firms to disclose their crypto holdings.
Interesting. Is that a sign that stricter regulations are coming?
It's certainly possible. Regulators likely want a clearer understanding of how much exposure the financial system has to crypto. This information will help them assess potential risks and develop appropriate frameworks.
So it's like a fact-finding mission.
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
The key is to create regulations that protect consumers without stifling the incredible innovation happening in this space.
Yeah, you don't want to kill the golden goose, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and speaking of regulations, we can't ignore the recent case of that early Bitcoin investor, the one who was sentenced to 2 years in prison for tax evasion. He failed to report $4 million in gains from Bitcoin. That sends a pretty strong message, doesn't it?
It does. This case sets an important precedent. It emphasizes that crypto profits are taxable, just like any other income.
Right, it's not a free pass.
Exactly. Tax authorities are cracking down on non-compliance, and they are becoming more sophisticated in tracking crypto transactions.
So there's no hiding from the tax man, even in the digital world.
Exactly. It's crucial for everyone to understand their tax obligations when it comes to crypto. Keep accurate records of your transactions, report your gains and losses properly, and consult with a tax professional if needed. Don't let a lack of awareness lead to unintended consequences.
Sound advice. It's a good reminder that with all the excitement and potential of crypto, there are also those real-world responsibilities to consider.
Right. It's not all fun and games. It's about being informed, responsible, and aware of both the opportunities and the risks.
Well said. Okay, so let's bring it all together. We've had a whirlwind tour of the crypto landscape market, ups and downs, institutional interests, scalability solutions, regulations, and of course the importance of security and responsible investing. What's the key takeaway for our listeners today? What should they be thinking about as they move forward in this, fascinating and ever-changing world?
I think the overarching theme here is this. Crypto is at a pivotal moment. It's moving from the fringes into the mainstream, and it has the potential to reshape the financial landscape as we know it. But with this potential comes responsibility. It's up to each of us to educate ourselves, to assess our own risk tolerance, and to make informed decisions. This isn't just about following the hype. It's about understanding the underlying technology, the evolving landscape, and the long-term implications.
So it's not just a financial revolution, it's a mindset shift.
Exactly. And for those who are willing to embrace that shift, the possibilities are truly extraordinary. We are witnessing the birth of a new financial era, and it's an incredibly exciting time to be a part of it.
It's like we're standing on the edge of something truly transformative, and the journey is just beginning.
And that's what makes it so compelling. There's a sense of discovery, of pushing boundaries, of creating something new, and that's a powerful force.
Well said. So, to all our listeners out there, our message is simple. Stay curious, keep learning, and be a part of this incredible evolution. The future of finance is being written right now, and you have the opportunity to shape it.
And remember, we're all in this together. Share your thoughts, your insights, your questions. Let's continue this conversation and build a more informed and empowered crypto community.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay safe, and keep exploring the limitless possibilities of the crypto world.